Okay, so you want to be big and you also want to be dangerous. So how do you balance weightlifting and martial arts? This is absolutely crucial for men to look good and be able to fight. In this presentation, we'll cover the problems associated with this, some extra tips, how to actually be big and dangerous. We've got some diet stuff at the end as well, which I think you'll love. Okay, so let's get into it. Firstly, men and women respect you. For men specifically, when they look at a great physique, they can see the hours and the dedication, the discipline, the consistency, the traits of a high value man. It is portrayed through your physique. And if they know you can fight, especially if you've actually done a few fights and competed, there is a huge level of respect there. Then for women, of course they love a shredded man. But it would mess with her head if she knows that you can't defend her or protect her in a situation if anything happened. And she will respect you tenfold if she knows that you can fight, especially, once again, if you've competed. So it's also great for networking and building relationships with other men. So when they know you can fight, everyone loves power, especially men. When they know you can fight, why wouldn't they want you on their side, on their team? And just remember as well, it's not always about the fighter, it's about the one who actually fights in the situation. Another point is that you hold yourself different, you walk different, you talk different. You'll be a better debater with people. Because if someone gets emotional, it doesn't matter because they both know that you can put them down. But when you think about it, if you're wrong and they're right, who's actually right when you can fight? If they're knocked out on the ground, doesn't matter. You were right either way. Now, I'm not saying just randomly go and fight someone for an argument. That's ridiculous. But you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And then the final point, if someone robs you, it's on. If someone slaps your girl in the ass, you know what it is. It's on. Now, there is a problem with weightlifting and fighting. You don't want to be too big, but you also don't want to be too small. So you need to find that balance in between. Now, if you're too big like a bodybuilder, for example, you're not going to have the speed to keep up with the smaller fighters, as well as you're going to get gassed out in the first or second round, or the first few minutes of the fight. Now, if you're too small, yes, you will have a better gas tank, but you may not have the knockout power you want to have in sparring or in the street if you need it. So remember, if you're 70 kg and you come up against someone who's 120 kg, bare knuckle, they hit you once, you're gone. You need to be able to have the knockout power to actually do some damage to them, because they can eat some. Okay, so we understand why fighting and weightlifting is important, and we also understand the problems associated with it. So what's the solution? Now, you are going to hate me for this answer, but the final answer is it truly depends. It depends on your situation, it depends on your scenario. Now, if you've got no physique or you've got no size to you, you should be doing 4 to 5 gym sessions per week and at least the mandatory 3 fight sessions that every man should do for the rest of their life. Now, on the other hand, if you've got a great physique, you're shredded, you're big, you're jacked, you should do 3 maintenance gym sessions and then as many fight sessions as you can fit in. The more the better, obviously. Now, if you want to maintain and slightly improve your physique and also improve your fighting skills, you should be doing 3 gym sessions per week. And this is only if you can train once per day. And with the gym sessions, you want to do pull, push, legs. Not push, pull, legs. You've got to do the pull the first day because it allows the posterior chain to get adequate rest. So for the leg day, you're fresh to go and you can get more muscle gain. Then on top of the 3 gym sessions, you should be doing at least 3 fight sessions per week. And remember, this is only if you can train once per day and you have Sunday as the rest day. So you want to do 1 sparring session per week, ideally 1.5 hours, but 1 hour is adequate. Then you want to do 2 skill sessions on top of that. Now, this allows you to learn a fair amount of skill, and then you can go into the sparring sessions and actually ingrain it in your neural pathway. Because the point where you want to be is to be able to throw hands, throw kicks without even thinking about it. It just happens instinctively and unconsciously. Now, the best return on investment for a combat sports for men should either be Muay Thai or MMA, as it teaches you everything you need to know. Yes, it's a lot harder than boxing. It will be harder at the start, but in the future, you're going to reap the benefits from it, from learning all the limbs, learning all the techniques. Now, the first combat sports I did, I was doing boxing for about 3 or 4 months, and I was getting quite good at it. And then I would go and spar my brother who does Muay Thai, and he would melt me. He would take me away, leg kicks, head kicks. The boxing slips and the boxing weaves don't actually work when someone's throwing kicks at you. Because if you're doing a weave or a slip, you slip into a head kick, bang, you're gone, bro. You're gone. Conclusively, I'd say learn Muay Thai at the minimum. You want to have the 8 limbs, the elbows, the knees, the kicks and the punches. Learn it all. Now, overtraining. Most people actually never overtrain in their whole life. And I believe it's great to get to that limit and actually overtrain once or twice in your life so you learn how your body operates and you know when you're getting to that point where you need to pull back for future reference. People throw the term overtraining around a lot. You don't actually know what it's like to be overtrained. You will know you've hit this plateau when in training it is a notable decrease in your performance. You will start to get shitty niggles, little injuries, or maybe even a big injury. And then you'll have one of those sessions where you can barely finish it. Now that's when you know you need a little rest. That's when you've almost hit, if not hit, the overtraining mark, especially if an injury occurs that is a BS muscular injury or something else along those lines, maybe a little bit more severe. So when you hit this peak, when you've overtrained, I would suggest take a day or two, maybe even 3 if you need it, these days off, and you should be stretching, saunas, ice bath. Make sure you get at least 9 hours of sleep. If you've overtrained, you need it. Then for the future, you know how your body operates and you know just before you're about to overtrain, so you don't actually overtrain. So my 5 years of training, I've only overtrained 3 times because I used to play AFL when I was a kid, then did weightlifting. I still do that, obviously. And then I do fighting combat sports. I've overtrained once with AFL and twice with combat sports. And that's when I was doing 2 to 3 sessions a day. My body just couldn't take it. But now I do enough recovery where I can actually do 2 sessions per day and 2 2-hour sessions. I'm getting 4 hours of training in per day. So a few final thoughts. If you want to compete and actually fight, I would suggest only doing 2 to 3 weight sessions per week. But you don't want to be training for muscle hypertrophy. You want to be training for power, speed, and injury prevention, as well as obviously strength and sport-specific movements. Now, I would suggest doing a sauna every day. That's not possible for me. If you've got one at your house, do 20 minutes every single day. But if you can only do a few a week, I would suggest after your later afternoon session. You don't want to do it in the morning after a morning session and then go and train again in the night. You'll be too fatigued from the sauna. Now, there's a few benefits of the sauna from the top of my head. You've got the increased protein synthesis, so your muscles will absorb more protein and you actually literally get a few percentile bigger just from doing the sauna after your training, as well as it's a great time to stretch in there. And you've got the muscle relaxing and recovery benefits, so you're good to go the next day. Now, do an ice bath before every morning session. You only want to do about 1 ice bath per day and do it before the first session because you get an absolutely gigantic mood and energy boost, as well as your testosterone boost after the training. So if you do ice bath and training, you get a huge testosterone boost and obviously the recovery benefits that come along with it. If you don't have an ice bath at home, I would highly suggest it. It's quite easy. You just get a deep freezer, you waterproof it with some waterproof silicone, and go on Amazon and get a thermostat in there and set it to 3-4 degrees. Happy days. The only thing is you do have to change it once a week unless you want to get a filter, which I don't have. I know I need, but I don't have. And now for the optimal diet that will actually allow you to train 1 to 2 per day, I would suggest a steak daily and 6 eggs minimum per day because the cholesterol from the eggs, it's actually a precursor to testosterone and a lot of other hormones that support your body. So when you have a lot of eggs, you're going to look down in the morning and you're going to feel that the eggs have worked. I'd also balance all that protein out with a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables for the fiber and the added extra benefits, and always go organic if you can. And not to mention have sauerkraut with 1 to 2 meals per day for the gut health and your gut microbiome. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope from this video you can take away some knowledge to make you bigger and make you more dangerous. I'll see you on the next video, and if you have any video recommendations, let me know down in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. Take care, everyone.